I'm not a huge anime fan. Are you a huge anime fan?
I am the biggest anime fan.
Are you? Really?
Some people call me otaku date. No, I have no idea. I don't. I like some anime. There's some that are really good, and
Right.
I'm not a big anime guy, but I understand the appeal.
So I want to bring up the trailer to live action film they've done now, based off an anime. Was it an anime or was it just a comic book? I think it was both,
Was
right?
it a manga?
Was it a manga too? Was it not an anime?
Wow, we are so versed in this.
I know.
I don't know. I know it was a manga.
I
but
know
I'm
of
assuming,
it. You know what I mean?
I'm
But I don't
assuming
know.
it became an anime as well.
Okay, so we're talking about the Deathnote trailer. Is that
Yes.
Yes. I know nothing about this, so
I know a little bit about it.
I know what it kind of was about. What it was about. I've seen the little death god thing images. Everybody's seen the images, so but I didn't read the book. I didn't read the anime. But I was curious because of word of mouth on the internet it's going through, and this probably goes under the why are we talking about it? Because I'm not.
Why are we talking about it?
Because I'm scratching my head because I'm like, yeah, okay, not everything works though. But for some reason, people were screaming for it to be a live action film. I guess the fans of it were like, oh, this would make an awesome movie.
I will say, anime is that untapped source right now for geek adaptations.
Yeah.
Like they try.
You
to
think
go
that'll
to
be
the
the
show.
next big thing after
Oh,
comic
yeah,
book things?
I think
It'll
so.
be all anime movies.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be really hard because a lot of anime are really long. And, yeah.
It's usually like five parts.
And honestly, anime as mainstream as it is, it's right now it kind of replaced comic books.
Yeah.
Where like how people view people like who like anime. Like you see a person reading an anime, you're like, oh, that's a nerdy anime kid. Yeah. Back in the day, if you saw a person reading a comic book, you're like, oh, look at that fucking nerdy comic book kid. Like now you see a person reading a comic book, it's like whatever. He's probably a hipster.
It's kind of, you're right though, because it's kind of funny because like when I see somebody reading an anime and then somebody else sees that person reading an anime, I actually see that person go, hey, that's a good one. Have you read this one too? Like, whoa, where did that, the person, it's like, wow, that's the big thing now. Like, everybody seems to relate nowadays. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, right, so
it's real popular with ladies too. Girls
yeah, girls really get in it, yeah. So, okay, so the Death Note trailer's out, and the Death God Demon thingy, whatever you want to call it, I guess is voiced by Willem Dafoe.
Yep.
Which to me was like, all right, that's pretty cool. All right, yeah. The image of the Death God thing looks just like the cartoon or the comic, whatever. So that's kind of cool. They nailed that.
Yeah.
The complaint I'm having, I'm not even going to look it up. I probably should. If I wanted to be a real reporter and I cared that much, I'd look it up. But I am hearing, though, complaints of the guy cast as the lead actor.
It's something Wolf, right?
Okay, sure.
Nate Wolf, I think.
Nate Wolf, okay. I heard a lot of people don't really like him, though.
What?
That's what I read on the internet. Now, I could be reading the wrong thing, but
Wolf was probably the reason I like Paper Towns, that movie Paper Towns.
Really?
I think he's really good. I think he's a good actor.
So I don't have a voice.
Well, I have a problem with him in this movie too, but
why is that?
His ass is white.
Oh well, yeah, we're back to that again. So yeah, it's a Japanese thing. That's what I don't understand. That's one of the things I agree with you about though. Is I think it'd be pretty terrifying if it was a Japanese kid and took place in Japan or something, right? Why? I don't know. But I guess the question is, where do you draw the line? Like, if you remake a foreign film here in the United States, I mean, can't you just say, well, I'm remaking it? Is it still, whitewashing?
You could have gotten away with it. The Departed was a remake.
Okay.
I think it was an Asian film, I believe.
Right, so couldn't you say that was whitewashing?
That was whitewashing in a way, but whatchamacallit, Scorsese got away with it, because also that was how many years ago when we're not so socially conscious of like, hey, we whitewash a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Right now we're in this real push fight for diversity, and we acknowledge that Hollywood's kind of racist, and no, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think we should have more diversity. Right. We really should. But we're in this place where we're kind of like pushing it really hard, where like people are really kind of snapping. Yeah. Like you were very vocal about Ghost in the Shell.
I was. I
and
made that idea.
I agree. It should have been an Asian girl playing an Asian lead. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I was also one of those people like I don't care about this, so I don't really have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
And that's probably not a good thing. I should care,
right.
but I just didn't because I don't really particularly cared for Ghost in the Shell. So, also the same thing with this is Death Note I don't care about. So.
And that's what's so funny is
I want to.
To quote my fellow Floridians and stuff, I don't really have a dog in this fight.
Yeah.
So I'm just I should care too, but I really
I
don't.
had an opinion on the casting of Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One in Doctor Strange.
Right.
And I was okay with it, even being an Asian guy. And
right.
the reason I was like, well, because I'm tired of seeing Asian guys playing the old kung fu master.
Yeah.
I'm all filled with so much wisdom.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to see that. So the casting a weird bald transgendered woman.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm game.
Yeah, that one didn't bother me so much
because yeah.
And also, I feel like I agree with you with that. With that, I was kind of like, oh, geez, we finally get a role for an Asian person again, and it's a stereotype. Oh, I'm the.
And Wong wasn't his servant; he was an actual teacher, and I was like, Wong was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dug the casting in Doctor.
Now, Strange. After watching the trailer to Death Note, does it interest you at all?
The idea. Okay, if you sit me at a table and a guy walks in and goes, "Hey, I got this idea," and this idea is, what if a kid finds a notebook, and it's like a magical notebook, and it communicates with the death god. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, you have me. I'm interested. And he's like, and if you write someone's name in there, the death god kills them.
Right.
I'm like, that is cool.
I think it sounds good too.
And then I ask, okay, what's the story? And he's like, well, then he like fights crime with it or something. And I'm like, what? What?
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, you lost me. And I realized like I think the concept's cool, but I'm like, what do you do with it? Personally, I go horror movie and then mine.
That's what I think you should do.
I think
well, the thing looks kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing looks kind of scary.
I figure like, okay, I figure it's gonna be like The Box. Like, I don't know if you saw The Box, but you press the button. Or if you read the short story, The Box, a guy gives a girl a box.
Right.
And he tells her, like, all right, you press this button, it'll kill somebody you don't know, but you'll get $1 million. Well, you press it.
Right.
So they press it. In the original short story, her husband dies.
Okay.
And she asks him, well, why'd my husband die? And he's like, well, clearly you just didn't know. And I was like, twist! But in the movie, other weird shit happens too. The movie's not great. I like it, but it's not very good. But it's like once you get past the initial concept, where are you gonna go? It's just gonna feel like padding to me.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what the hell's gonna go on there.
I agree. That's why I'm kind of bringing this up and I'm talking about because that's the thing too. The trailer makes it go like, well, I can do some good with this.
Yeah.
I think it should went the other way, where it's some nerdy kid who gets picked on.
Yeah.
And he struggles with his conscience, and he kills off a jock or something, and then he, and then he says, yes, I could do some good, but it's that idea, to me, it's like that idea of absolute power corrupts absolutely.
I kind of want Chronicle. Chronicle meets Final Destination.
Yeah, that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He gets this thing, and he starts killing other people with it. And he becomes crazy. That's what I want to see, like a horror film. Like you give somebody
or maybe he meets a cult or somebody who knows more about it.
Yeah, so
or maybe there's a price you pay every time you write something.
Yeah,
like there's cool. It's a cool idea.
Now maybe, and
it seems like he's fighting bad guys.
Right. So
like, what?
Yeah. So I mean, maybe I'm missing something. I mean, maybe there's something happens where I don't know. But that's what the trailer's showing to me, and I'm just shaking my head, going, it looks like another Ghost in the Shell. Like. A lot of anime fans are like, oh, I can't wait to see this, and it's going to be a big bomb. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know.
Well, it's not going to be a bomb because it's on Netflix.
Well, okay, yeah, it's on Netflix.
People might just not like it.
Yeah.
You know what's upsetting about this,
because I watch a lot of stuff Netflix does. So
you know who's the director of this? Adam Wingard. Director of You're Next and The Guest. And I love those movies. Like,
but see, he's good at like horror and stuff, right? Yeah. I mean, so.
And hey, man, I'm not a. I didn't hate the Blair Witch, his Blair Witch movie. I think it's actually kind of decent. It's just, it's not what I liked about the Blair Witch. It's a good horror movie, but it's not what I liked about the Blair Witch. There's a reason why the Blair Witch Project was great, and this movie is just an okay horror movie.
Yeah. I didn't think you really needed any sequels or anything to the Blair Witch. I think that was the whole point of it. Is not knowing has made it terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean that's so. All right, so look up the Death Note trailer. Tell us what we're missing. Are we crazy? Are we just like, what? What's wrong with you, man? This thing is amazing.
I gotta read 16 manga books to understand.
Okay. I will say this, though, before we close on that statement. As cool as I just said, I think the thing looks, the death guy looks, because he looks just like, it kind of, if you watch the trailer, though, it kind of looks like a dude in a giant cosplay costume, though, because, like, the mouth never moves. You hear the voice, but his mouth never moves, so it looks like a guy wearing a big costume that's real slowly moving around, and so I don't know.
It's a very Japanese design, because Japanese are really fascinated with, like, demons and the occult that don't move their mouths, like they don't show expression at all.
Right, exactly. So
it's one of those things, like, I don't know if that translates well to like American visual eyes. Like,
and I think, here's my opinion, I think they show too much of him in the trailer.
Oh really?
I think it would have been spookier if there's scenes of him hiding in the, there's scenes of him kind of, you see a little bit of him, but he's in the shadows. If you'd done most of the trailer like that, but there's full on shots of him, so you're like, it kind of took away from me.
And is William Dafoe doing the Green Goblin voice too?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It kind of is, yeah.